What's going on, everybody? Dennis Farrell here from the Fantasy Sideline Show podcast. You can always catch me at foxsportsdetroit.com to give them fantasy football advice. NBC Sports Radio Detroit 1090, I'm still over there. And the American Forces Radio Network doing fantasy football updates for our troops overseas. What did I learn about week one? There's some obvious stuff, there is some not so obvious stuff. Detroit fans, Joe Bell, 2 touchdowns. I think he had 1 called back. He was on fire. We all know he's going to be the goal line back for Detroit. He ended up with 6 touches for 25 yards and 2 touchdowns. But what really caught my fantasy attention is him in the receiving game. 5 receptions for 67 yards. He's close to being RB3 or maybe even a solid flex play. I got to see it from him one more time before I'm sold, but he needs to be on everybody's roster. So if you're in a 10 to 12 team league, go pick him up right now. Another note that I found interesting is the Adrian Peterson. Adrian Peterson broke a long run for 78 yards and a touchdown. After that, he went something like 17 carries for 15 yards and a touchdown. Keep an eye on that as the defenses he's facing is going to slowly get better. He's facing Detroit or Chicago this week. Keep an eye on that. I'm a little bit concerned. Stephen Ridley. Yeah, man, after that second half fumble, he disappeared. You were looking for him everywhere. Face on milk cartons, could not be found anywhere. Shane Vereen steps up, the only running back in week 1 to have over 100 yards rushing. You heard me right. So, don't rush out so fast. Now he's going to miss 3 games with a broken bone in his wrist. Small one. They say a few games. I'm thinking 3 to 4. In that time, maybe pick up Brandon Bolden. Now, I don't know how much he's going to be used. I don't know how much they trust Stephen Ridley, but he's the next guy in line, the next logical guy in line to be used. He does have a pair of hands. He doesn't fumble much. He's better than LeGarrette Blount, who is slow as molasses and does have a fumbling problem. So, while everybody's running out picking up LeGarrette Blount, you go out and get Brandon Bolden. I don't know how much you're going to play him, but he's a guy you need to stash away until Vereen gets healthy and back. And by the way, if you can pick up Vereen in a trade, definitely do it. He's going to be New England's Darren Sproles, and especially in PPR leagues, I absolutely love this kid. Let's talk about Cincinnati and the Jarvis Green-Ellis debacle. Everybody was telling me Gio Bernard was going to take over, and Jarvis Green-Ellis was going to be the third down back, and his fantasy value went kaput. Well, not so fast, guys. Jarvis Green-Ellis did have 14 touches. Unfortunately, it was for 25 yards and a touchdown, which was still a lot more than the 4 for 22 Giovanni Bernard has. I like Gio still. I think Gio will still have a better season than, let's say, a Lacy, but I think it's going to take time for him to work in, and he needs to be productive for him to displace Jarvis Green-Ellis for that job. Reggie Wayne, stunning performance, 8 catches, 96 yards and a touchdown. Definitely a PPR gold. If everybody's freaking out about Calvin Johnson's 4 catches for 37 yards, consider this. He had 2 touchdowns called back, and plus the yardage, that could have been a big fantasy day for him. So pump your brakes and stay calm. He's still going to be productive. Miami can't run the ball. Everybody who told me Miller was going to win the job and he should be drafted, people were taking him in the 4th round, are panicking after his 10 touches for 3 yards. Speaking of panicking, how about David Wilson owners? I'm one of them. He had 2 fumbles last night. After the first one, I thought, there's no way we're going to see him again. It's deja vu from last year where he fumbled on his first possession. You didn't see him again till week 6, something like that, where Andre Brown got injured, and then David Wilson was productive. Unfortunately, it took 2 fumbles this time. They're bringing in Brandon Jacobs and Willis McGahee to be worked out. If they sign one of them, either one must be owned. With the distrust that they have for David Wilson right now, one of these 2 guys are going to get some work. And I like them both in fantasy football leagues. Other than that, Ray Rice, Bernard Pierce, I'm still concerned. I think it's going to be more of a 50-50 split. Ray Rice did get the touchdown within the 10-yard line, but they ended the day with Ray Rice 12 carries, Bernard Pierce 9. Keep an eye on that one. Have any fantasy questions, you can hit me up on my email account, Dennis77Farrell@gmail.com. If you have Twitter, follow me on Twitter @Dennis77Farrell and Facebook. Hey, I'm accepting friends, answering questions over there. You can follow me. I'm not that interesting, but you can follow me over there on Facebook, Dennis Farrell, Farrell. Thank you again for watching these videos. We'll have a Google Hangout this week coming up about who to avoid, who to start. Tuesday or Wednesday night podcast coming up. Look for us on iTunes and Stitcher. A lot of great stuff going on, guys. I appreciate it. And I hope your week 1 turns out to be pretty good. And if not, good luck in week 2, guys.